This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. Well, Diddy was denied 2 months extra to prepare for this trial. Now, this is bad news because Brian Steele is joining the legal team, and they will not grant Diddy 2 more months for preparation. He has 4 law firms representing him, so think about it. He's probably spending $60 to $100 million. I would say $50 to $100 million on legal stuff by the end of this trial. Now, again, bro, his freedom's on the line, so it's worth it to somebody that has the money he has. I mean, he's at least spending $20 million just to start, but I think by the end of it, $50 to $100 million. Now, let's see, the district judge, they're trying to make a point out of Diddy. It's pretty obvious. They won't let him have bond. They won't let him do this. There's something else at work here behind the scenes that we know nothing about. Diddy pissed somebody off because they want him in jail. They don't want him free anymore. Somebody is trying to send a very clear message to Diddy. I can't even say it's that liquor company. Like, who has this kind of reach? This kind of reach is crazy. But anyways, I could just say Diddy crossed the wrong person. Now, Whack 100 is trying to put out this narrative, and this was from another podcast, but he's saying Brian Steele flipped on one of his clients because they'll say, this is like a client that he had a long time ago, and it's this white guy, and he says Brian Steele flipped on me because the judge threatened him to say, if we can prove 1 penny of his money is ill-gotten gains, they basically threatened Brian Steele. And he says, after that, I didn't get much support from my own attorney. And I was like, if I was Whack 100, I would not be promoting that, And I honestly, you can't really promote that because sometimes people look for reasons why, like, why didn't it go my way? Well, they make up something in their head that's not true, and they go out there and talk about it because what do they have to lose, But it might not be true at all, And if it's not, you don't want to spread that rumor. This guy could just be bitter because he lost his trial. He blew trial. But this is what the guy said.
Because if you're not cooperating right off the rip and you hire an attorney and they start filing motions, they're going to approach them and say, hey, listen, you know where the money's coming from?
It's possible.
And they're going to say, no, we don't. And they're going to say, listen, if we can prove 1 penny of that money's ill-gotten gains, we're going to hit you with money laundering.
I mean, they could say that, that was always my fear with like music videos and stuff. Like, some of these people, it's not, but you can't. If that's the case, right? A lawyer wouldn't go for that. You know why? What about the guy at the store? Anywhere this guy spent money, they would be hit with money laundering. So, like, say he got his tire replaced and he paid for it. That guy could be hit with money laundering? No. No lawyer would go for that. They would throw that out in 2 seconds because you'd have to prove that they knew that the money they received was ill-gotten gains. And that's impossible. In most cases, that's impossible. Well, 50 Cent's going viral because he's been painting for a long time that Floyd Mayweather is running out of money. And with this latest accusation, not just from 50, but from like Angela Yee and other people reporting that Mayweather didn't buy all these buildings. He was just talking.
Do you think he should step back in the ring?
I think he got to right now because the money gone.
He's been saying that.
So the money's really gone.
Yeah, that's what you think. It's fight, get the money, spend the money, fight.
50's been having that narrative. So, I don't know, man. I mean, do you think Mayweather's really running out of money? It's possible. He spends a lot. But I think he's really just part of a REIT. real estate investment trust in New York, and you can't really calculate that. Like, he might be saying he's buying these buildings, but it's really him and a bunch of other people. Yeah, Big Meech is hip, bro. Like, this is I was looking into these these messages. These are not doctored. These are real. CEO Jizzle really went back and forth with Meech on IG. Says Meech was saying, "This goes, man. You spitting. You got it, my brother. Let's get some work in." He said, "Let's do it." CEO Jizzle said, "Let's do it." He says, "Check this out, man. I'm thinking how we can get the song and you more out there. Look, I can do a video of me listening to the song, make it look natural. You can have blogs say, I co-sign you. Or we can do an intro where I'm talking ish on the beginning of your unreleased songs. That'd be some boss stuff no one would expect. Or we can do both. But either way, if you tap in with me and we lock in, that's a co-sign by me." But what does a cosign for Meech mean? Means nothing. People ain't gonna be like, "Yo, I gotta check this music out. Big Meech likes it." What does this guy think he is? He never made it in the music business. He was a drug dealer. Like, let's be honest, okay? And he wasn't even the brains of the operation. Terry's the one who set up the routes and everything with the drivers. That's how they were successful. Not from Big Meech putting up billboards and trying to make this music label. That's what got them caught. Are you kidding me, man? This guy's really trying to... Bro, where's Blue Da Vinci, man? And no disrespect to Blue Da Vinci, but I'm just saying, like, you know, the only people that benefited from Big Meech was people that knew how to use them. Jeezy knew how to use them. Jeezy knew how to get to take the good parts out of it, use it as leverage to get his deal, and it worked. But Big Meech couldn't leverage his own stuff. He had all the cars, everything. It looked big, but it didn't connect. Nobody was like, "Yo, I got to get that new Blue Da Vinci." And I'm not dissing Blue Da Vinci here. I'm just saying, like, he didn't put all that behind his artists. He was too busy jocking other artists, to be honest with you. And people knew to stay away from that. Like, it's hot. You know, it's hot boy stuff. You know, like, you stay away from that kind of stuff. Anyways, next we got Meek Mill trying to beef with Academics still. Academics recently just said that the hip hop police had contacted someone that knew Meek and him, and, you know, they were hoping that nothing bad would happen at Barclays, whatever, you know. So that's that. I don't think that ever happened with that person. They just told Academics that, and, you know. But he says, "I got no beef with Meek Mill." That's what he said on his latest stream, right? It is what it is. Like, we're not gonna be friends, but, you know, I got no beef. Nobody's gonna do nothing. Da 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 da. Meek Mill says, "It's people in America literally doing blogs on false stories, trying to get people with a lot of engagement to interact, to get impressions. 80% bots, and most of it's defamation of character. If you notice, they aiming at my street image." Who's going for his street image? You know, he thinks he's more important. He's the main character in his own mind, because I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't heard anybody say anything about Meek Mill in a long time. It's just like when he speaks, it's just nonsense. So people say that, but that's about it. Meek Mill's he's lost, bro. I don't think bro's coming back. I ain't heard nothing. You can't drop that. Whatever you dropped last didn't have an impact. You got to keep throwing darts at the board, man. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button, share this video, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.